And welcome back to Ozarks Live. We are joined now by Dammy with Momentum Wheels for Humanity and artist Tom Coleman. How are you both doing?
Great.
Okay, so start with this. Tell me a little bit about Momentum Wheels for Humanity.
Yes, absolutely. Momentum Wheels for Humanity serves people with disabilities in over 50 countries, and our mission is basically to promote inclusion for people with disabilities through mobility therapy, advocacy, empowerment, and we do this by building sustainable systems so that people with disabilities will not only have access to the equipment that they need, so whether it's wheelchairs, walkers, crutches, those types of things, we actually design and distribute our own mobility aids, and we have a warehouse that's based out of Shanghai, and so we distribute to over 50 countries. And we also provide rehabilitation services because someone has received now a wheelchair, but they don't really have anywhere to continue to receive therapy. And so part of what we do is we train people to become physical therapists and occupational therapists so that they can provide those services. And we also help to support governments so that they have systems in place that support people with disabilities.
Now, your home location's in LA, you
Yes.
just said, but do you have offices other places, or do you do all of that remotely?
Remotely. Our team
wow.
is remote.
That's amazing. All those things that you do.
Okay, so where Tom comes in is that you guys have an upcoming art benefit. So tell me a little bit about this.
Yes, absolutely, and I'll let Tom speak as well. But the art show, really how this all came about, Tom and I just got in a conversation and somehow we landed on his art and he starts to talk about it and we're like, I wonder, if this might actually be a good way to build awareness for Momentum Wheels for Humanity here in Southwest Missouri. And we had just actually gotten the opportunity to be able to expand into other regions in the country. And so that conversation came up and it was just the right timing. And right now we are doing a lot of support in Ukraine due to the war. And so it was just really fitting. It was the right time for it. And I'll let you talk about the art.
Yes.
Sure. First of all, I'm going to say, when I met her, it was a Million Cup, when he was an organization where, networking. She did a presentation, and I thought, man, this lady's got energy and she's excited. That was what attracted me to her. I went and told her about it. And then, of course, in conversation, we got to the art part.
Yeah.
So we, it became,
Now, what kind of artist do you consider yourself?
It's a good question. When I started out as a professional artist at Beach Aircraft, I was a tech illustrator and designer for covers and stuff like that. So traditional art. And I had a degree in graphic design. So my brain was all screwed up with all these rules and things you have to do for art. That's why I always say
Art shouldn't have rules.
well, life has rules. I don't care where you go, what you do, there's rules.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell us a little about the pieces that you brought today. Let's start with this one over here. Just tell me a little bit about it and maybe what inspires it.
Okay, well, that one there, I have to explain something here. I'm extremely creative. So when I do something, I do it out of the box thinking because that takes me to a happy place instead of doing the traditional illustrative art. So when I did that one, it was a smaller piece, all right? And it sold rather quickly. But I did record it digitally. And so I went back to it, and I thought, you know what I would like to do with that? So I expanded it, enlarged it, and then I put new color on top of it. So it's an original piece using that example.
Yeah.
And my granddaughter named it, it's Monkey Face.
I love that. I love it.
Yeah, that's amazing. Okay, so then tell me about this piece over here to my left.
On the sunflowers, okay.
Yes.
Well, this was at a time when my daughter loved sunflowers, and I did her a painting for her birthday. And this also an original that's a little bit smaller than that, and I did the same process with it. I did that one. That's why I brought these, because we're going to have a lot of those kind of print things that will be actually originals, and they'll be a limited edition type prints.
And when is the show? And I'm going to hold these up so everybody can see.
The show is on the 24th, and it's at the E-Factory at 6 p.m.
Okay, and people want tickets, how can they do that?
Okay.
So you can actually find us on Facebook.
Okay.
So we have a Facebook event. If you go to Momentum Wheels for Humanity On the event page, you're going to find this on there, and just click going, interested. Really, it's a laid-back type of evening.
Yeah.
People are just walking in, and we want them to be able to we'll have light meal, and they'll be able to just enjoy viewing the art pieces. But as I mentioned, the bigger part of it really for us is building that awareness around the needs that are in those low middle income countries.
Absolutely.
And so we'll have stories, we'll have videos and things running so that people can familiarize themselves with the organization.
And art is such a good connecting piece
Yeah.
to that. So I love that.
Yes,
thank you
thank
both
you
so
both
much
for being here.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
problem.